Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Want Less Object. Today, let's say I just got an order for a 10-inch bowl. I did not have a 10-inch twice turned blank on hand. I've already those already all got sold, but I did have a 9-inch blank on hand. So the individual that wants the bowl is happy with that size, so that's what we're going to make. So today, this is what we got. It's a Spalted Maple bowl, twice turned. It went into the kiln on September 16th, came out a couple weeks later, started out at right around 17 to 20% moisture level, and as of today, it's like 5-6%. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get it up on the chuck. We're going to get this tenon torque taken off, get it on a glue block, and we're going to get it finished. So that is the mission. So you're welcome to stay and watch the video all the way through if you like. That's what we're going to do. So hang on a second. We'll get it up on the lathe and we'll get it going. Okay, I think I'm ready now. So let's go ahead and get this tenon knocked off of here and get this foot flattened out, and I'll get this Bosch trued up so I've got something to reference a center mark for, and we'll go from there. So let's see how it turns out. Spinning pretty true, and not that it matters. That's about almost 1,000 RPMs, but no need to go that fast. I learned how to turn on a lathe that did not have an RPM readout, so I learned how to turn based off of the feel and the sound. So, I mean, it's nice to have the RPM readout, but it's not necessary. Whoa! Yeah, so what happened there is the gouge is just a little on the dull side there, and I slipped, and it, raced in there and banged into that center. So we'll reset it, get it back into true, start over. There we go. I'm going to touch up this gouge real quick so that doesn't happen again. All right, just so you guys can see what I'm doing here, let's see. Let's measure this boss diameter. And that looks like, okay, that boss diameter is 3.8. We need half of that. So half of 3.8 is going to be 1.9. So I set the calipers to 1.9. I'll show you that. Calipers are set to 1.9, and I'm going to scribe myself a center mark on here. Turn it. Turn it. Turn it. Oops. Turn it. And turn it. Now we should have a nice center mark. See, if we look at there, find the center of all those lines where they come together, that's going to be the center of that diameter. Now I'll take my homemade awl, and I'm going to put it right in there and get myself a mark. Looks like right there is going to be close enough. I'll give myself a little mark. Don't need much. Let's take our glue block. Take it off the headstock. The glue gun should be nice and hot by now. So, glue block should be nice and hot. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's good. Same as I always do. Put a nice healthy bead of glue on there. That's all we need. All goes through the center. All goes into the mark that we made on the bowl, and plop. I like to twist it a little bit, get the glue down into the grooves that I cut onto the glue block. And now I'm going to put it up on the headstock and just kind of pinch it in there. I'm just going to put a little pressure on it to hold it in place where I want it. And something just broke. And there we go. That cracking noise you're hearing, I've got a block that I've put in here and I can see the crack on it. Maybe you guys can see the crack on it. It's cracking right there. I put a little too much pressure on it and it cracked. So that clicking, ticking, that split right there too. So, but it'll work for now. It's still okay. Okay, I'll bring it back when it's good and dry. Okay, we're ready to go, folks. And once again, I'm going to try to give you guys a view so that you can see what I'm doing on the OD of this. This may or may not work out. We're going to find out. And basically, this bowl is running pretty true. It didn't distort all that bad. So essentially, I'm just going to do a bunch of shear cuts across this OD and get it trued up. I want to maintain the maximum diameter that I can keep. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's here we go. All right, hold on a second. I got to put my respirator on because that stock is really dry and really dusty. And you definitely don't want to breathe that stuff. Now, I learned my lesson the hard way, so you can take it from me or you can find out on your own. It's totally up to you. Doesn't matter to me either way, but I will recommend that you wear a dust mask. And once again, I'm trying to keep with the maximum dimensions that I can achieve out of this blank. So I'm going to start and stop quite a few times just to, because I want to make sure that, you know, I take it just to clean up and then that's it. I got to go just a little bit further. It's lacking just a little bit right in this area right here, but it's cleaned up on the major OD all the way around. There's a little bit of tear out right there. We're going to have to fix that. There's going to be some beautiful grain in this bowl. You can see that jumping out right here. You guys look at that. Oh yeah, that's going to be amazing. And the owner of this bowl has requested that I do a friction polish on this. So that's really going to make this pop. Okay. Let's get that taken care of. Let's see what that looks like. Now you can see, hopefully you can see with the shadow of the light. Let's see. See if I get that light in just the right way. Maybe that'll do it. You guys can see where you hear that noise of the chattering, where it kind of makes that weird noise. That's right there, and I'm sticking 5-6 inches over the tool rest right there. So it's making a weird vibration pattern in the finish. So now what I'll do is turn my tool rest a little bit. Now I'm closer, and I'll be able to cut this surface nice and clean. And I should be able to get a shear cut from the boss of the foot all the way around to the face of the rim. But really, that's all we need. A little bit of cleanup right there, and we'll have the maximum diameter and the maximum shape on the outside of this bowl. We'll start working on the inside. Okay, we took care of all that fastening that was down here in the lower arc of the bowl. Now I'm sure you guys can see it. There's a couple of tool lines right in here, but they are very faint, very slight. And when I do the sanding and the OD of this bowl, that sandpaper will take all of that out of there, and it'll be beautiful. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera and move you guys. I'm going to kiss this area right here and true up this foot diameter, and I'm going to put you guys back over there, and we're going to start working on the front of the bowl. Okay, so I got you guys moved back around to the front side of the bowl. So just to recap, the face is trued up, so the rim is pretty much done the way I want it. It's got a nice, gentle, slow arc down into the bowl. When the bowl's finished, for me, visually, that slow arc into the bowl gives the appearance of depth and thickness and weight. And the OD is finished turn. So now we're going to start working on the inside of this bowl. So we're going to start finishing this. And the way I do it, I like to work with, you know, an inch or so at a time. Now, I like a thicker bowl. I like a thicker wall. I think it looks nicer. I think it looks more robust. I prefer that look. Once again, that's my opinion. There's a lot of people out there that like the real thin, dainty stuff. I'm not a big fan of that. You know, I like it,
I just, you know, I'm afraid I'll break everything. So anyway, I'll finish about an inch of this at a time, and we'll go from there, see how it comes out. And there's a fresh edge on that bowl gouge. So now what I'm going to do is I like this wall thickness. We're about a 1/2 inch thick. That's where I like to be. So I'm going to take a nice light cut, and I'm going to try to get rid of this tear out that's in here. The more I can do with the tool, the less I have to do with the sandpaper. And you know, for me, it doesn't bother me to have to sand it. You know, I don't I don't dislike sanding, but I also don't like sanding. I like turning. I love turning. There we go. Nice light cut. Let's see what we got. Well, there's still a little bit of tear out in there. I don't think I'm going to be able to turn that out. I'm not, you know, there's turners out there that are just amazing, and they can turn their work and end up with the absolute minimum amount of tear out. I'm still, you know, basically learning. I've only been doing this a few years, so it takes me a little bit more effort to turn the tear out. So I do tend to use the, as they say, 80 grit gouge a little more than I like to. All right. We're good here on the wall thickness. I'm going to continue that on through the bottom of the bowl. So let's see how we end up here.
Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a measurement and see how much meat I got in the bottom of this bowl. That way I know where I'm going. And I'm working off of the foot of the bowl, the foot that you guys saw me turn for the glue block. That's where I'm taking my measurements from. Okay, and this is exactly 3 inches. I got it. What do we got here? That is 1, 2. We'll call it 2 3/4. So, did I measure that right? Looks like I'm already at finish at the bottom of this. Okay, I'll take a closer measurement. That is so that's 2 11/16. What did they say this was? 3 inches? Okay, so the overall height of the bowl is 3 inches, and I'm 2 11/16 from that same point to the lowest point in the bowl. So the bottom of this bowl is already finished. That means that I only have 1/4 of an inch of stock between the bottom of this bowl and the foot, and I still have to cut a relieved area in the foot. So I can't go any deeper here. So I got to be real careful about how I blend those cuts now. Now the good thing is not the last cut that I took, but the one before that, I went a little deep with it. So all I've got to do is blend it from here to here, and we'll be okay. And those are the famous last words. All you got to do is
We're going to take our time and do everything we can not to goof this up. Once again, we got the same thing. And that is a lot better. I still got a little hump. I'm going to mark this so you guys can see it. There's a hump in the finish. So between those two lines that I just put in there, there's a hump in there. So I need to take that tool and go through here and just smooth that out just ever so slightly. That's all it needs. Okay, this bowl is ready to be sanded, so I'm going to go ahead and sand it. I'm not going to show any of my sanding process on film. I'm going to go ahead and sand it, and when I'm ready to put on the first coat of finish, I'll bring you guys back. Now, like I said, I'm using a friction polish finish on this one, so that'll be a little different than what I normally do. So I'll bring you right back when I'm ready.
Okay, everybody, we are now ready for our finish that we're going to put on this today. And in this mason jar, that's what I have. This is my version of basically of OB Shine Juice. And I'm going to put it on the way that I put it on. You know, I honestly don't know if it's right or wrong or what, but I'm going to do it the way that I do it, and that's how we're going to, that's the way it's going to be. I don't have a squirt bottle, which I need a squirt bottle, but just been too lazy to go to the store. I know I can order them online, but yeah, too lazy to do that too. This method, you know, the friction polish, it takes quite a bit of effort. It will definitely make your hand tire quickly. At least it does for me. Now I will say that when I sanded this, I sanded it from 120 all the way up to 600. and then I blew it off with an air gun, cleaned everything out. There was like a pit or knot or whatever right here and right here. I hit that with a little bit of CA glue, sealed both of those up from the inside and the outside. Then I went back and sanded them back down. Then I, wiped the whole thing down with denatured alcohol a couple times. And then I hit it with the Scotch-Brite to denib it. I'm sorry, not Scotch-Brite. I hit it with 4/0 steel wool to denib it. Wiped it back down with the denatured alcohol. Then I buffed it like I normally do with my other finish. And then I washed it back down with the denatured alcohol. And this is where we're at right here. You just saw me apply the first coat of this finish. Now it's going to soak into that wood because this wood is really dry, and I did not use any sanding sealer. I want to see how this finish works without any kind of sanding sealer. I just want it just on the wood itself. So we'll let that dry, which it looks like it's pretty dry in there already. And we are now going to start the friction portion of the polish job. This stuff separates real quick, so you got to mix it up every time you use it before you try to apply a coat or a layer or whatever you want to call it. You got to shake it up really good. And then from here on out, I'm just going to use little dabs. Just going to use little dabs of this until I get the desired finish. I'm running about 800 RPMs. Because, once again, this is a friction polish. And the heat and the friction, the buildup of the heat and the friction is what gives the desired finish, the desired level of shine. And it'll take many, many coats of this for me to get to where I am satisfied with what I have. Take a little break and let my hand rest. I can see in the camera that you can see the shine that is beginning to develop in there, and you can see the chatoyance flash that's happening right there. And that's the whole idea behind it, is the friction polish really brings out any kind of chatoyance that may be in the part. It really brings that out, makes it really pop. Okay, so I'm not going to have you guys watch me do this the entire time, so I'm going to complete the finish on this bowl, and then I'll bring you guys back when I'm parting it off the glue block. Okay, folks, shine on that bowl is pretty much done. I'm going to give you a show of it. Look at that grain. That is awesome. I may put another coat or two of the shine on there and bring that shine up even more. But as far as it goes right now, we can just call it done. We'll see what happens. I will show you guys me cutting this off the glue block. Man, the grain in that bowl is just beautiful. Yeah, I'll show you guys. I'll let you guys see me cutting this off the glue block, and we'll get this video completed. Okay, folks, I can't speak. Okay, folks, we're ready to take the bowl off the glue block and get the foot finished, get it signed, and get it out the door. So, just like you've seen in the past, I'm going to take my parting blade and I'm going to separate the bowl from the glue block. Then we'll clean up the glue block and get it ready for the next project. Also, we will use this glue block as a jam chuck to finish the foot. So here we go. And just like before, we're only going to run about 600 RPMs. That's plenty fast. You guys won't be able to see the actual tool, I don't think, but you will be able to see the groove forming behind the bowl. So here we go. And take our time. Oh, that was weird. I got a kickback. That ain't never happened before. Gotta make sure I didn't catch the bowl anywhere. No. That was strange. I've never had the tool get kicked out of the cut before. All right. Just like everybody else does it, I'm working the tool back and forth, giving myself some relief so the wood doesn't bind on the tool. All right, we're pretty close right there. That's pretty close. I'm gonna see if how it feels. It's still pretty stoutly on there. Go a little bit further. All right. Yeah, I can see the bowl starting to wiggle now, so we're definitely there now. Now the glue's already heated up on there, so I'm just gonna twist it just like that. That'll separate the glue. There we go. That's what we're looking at. Now we're gonna cut all that off. Whoops, I forgot to hit the record button. Okay, we're ready to cut the foot off. I've got it kicked around as good as it's gonna get. Now we're going to finish the foot on this. Okay, everybody, the bowl is done. Foot is finished. It's signed. I'll give you one last look at it before I ship it off to its new home. It's got some really amazing grain in it, I think, in this one. This is a piece of spalted maple. I know I've been doing a lot of spalted maple lately, but I got quite a bit of it, so need to do it. I think it came out really, really nice. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching.